Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 p.m. Pacific time, and it is the Shadow Knows Network. As you can see, Mr. Chet Maddox is on the road. He's in the dark. Is he on a motorcycle? Is he in a big rig? We don't know, but he's on his way somewhere. Chet is headed back to Cali, maybe not tonight, but he is going to make an appearance with us this evening. This is Pixels Plastic Inc. We got a lot of things to talk about. First off, our main topic, which is you have all seen these Expendable movies, the Stallones and the Dolph Lundgrens, but in a perfect scenario, who would be the true Expendables? We are going to tier rank who our top 7 actors who should have been the ultimate Expendables will be. It's going to be a hell of a discussion. We're excited for to talk about that. Plus, lots of stuff happening in the world of comics and films. I guess we have our Green Lantern. We'll talk about that. A lot of toy news. And then lastly, 2 big names returning, Jim Lee to DC, and we'll save the surprise, but an announcement, Marvel bringing an epic legendary writer back. This is Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. Well, we appreciate you all being with us again every Friday. Before we go any further, please subscribe if you're not subscribing, like, and also drop your comments in the channel. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers, and we're almost there, so your support is always appreciative. Gentlemen, how are we doing on this fine Friday evening? Extended weekend for some folks, with Monday being a holiday for certain industries. But how y'all feeling?
Doing good?
Yeah, man. I'm doing pretty good and everything. And it's, for us Pixel Plastic guys, it's always extended holiday weekend.
Mr. Chet Maddox, how are you doing?
I'm good. I was told to mute my mic. So I'm good, though.
Are you on your way through Death Valley? Where is Chet traveling at this stage?
Right now, I just had to go fix my jet, and so I'm headed back. and then once I'm done, I get back to my yacht. I got to figure out what I'm going to take to get back to Cali. I could take the yacht with the helicopter, but I'm not sure I want it over there. So that's where I'm at right now.
I was hoping.
And that's a long trip because you have to go all the way down and around to get up to the other side.
Nope.
Oh,
that's false. My yacht flies.
Oh, well. Okay. Never mind then.
Jeez.
All
right. Yeah. Better than the Hell Cycle, a flying yacht. Fantastic Four-Gat, nothing on Chet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically better than the helicarrier. So,
because it's a yacht.
Yeah. And it's the love boat too. It's a flying love boat.
The plane.
Well, we're excited this evening, folks. Thanks for tuning in. I think we're going to jump into our first topic and our major topic of the evening, and that is the Expendables. Again, We know if you've seen the Expendables movie, there's been quite a few. If you made it through watching all of them or maybe just one of them, lots of epic actors in those films. I think Stallone tried his best to get all of the various legends, some who agreed to be on the big screen, others who refused, and then others who were never asked. And so it's our job and obligation to all of you to really put together the list of the 7 Expendables from all the films. So this is how it's going to work. You can see here's the lineup. We're going to discuss who makes the cut, the new Expendables, who will be the backup team, those who are kind of on the fence, almost there, but not quite there. Boot camp. Who are some folks that maybe down the line could be Expendables of future, didn't make the cut? Those folks that unfortunately, based on their career, would not qualify for the new Expendables. And last but not least, anybody that we must be joking would never be considered Expendables. Are you all ready, gentlemen?
Oh, absolutely. Ready, brother.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it, and let's start off.
Let's
Go, Chet.
I was just gonna say I would like to preface this with I've seen every Expendables movie, so just FYI.
I'm sorry to hear that, Chet.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I
sacrificing your time.
skipped Expendables, or however they put a 4 in there, but I missed that one.
Well, and when we get to the actors who have been in Expendables, Chet, we will count on you to give us your insight.
Yeah.
But let's get started. And first up is none other than Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
I think he goes up right at the top.
Tom Cruise, new Expendables.
Yeah.
Will we ever see him with Arnold and Stallone? I don't know, but in our worlds, potentially yes.
Yeah. I don't
Next
know that
up-
he would ever do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Todd, he is a different dude, and I don't see that ever happening. But if it did, it would be I'd be front row for that one, man.
I agree. The new Jack Reacher,
Oh yeah,
up and coming actor, really good in that series with Amazon Prime. I don't know if he has a lot of films under his belt, but this dude's got some high potential.
yeah. He was also in the Teen Titans. He played Dove, or Hawk, one of the two, whatever the character is. But he was pretty good in I think it was like the first 2 seasons before he wasn't on the show anymore. But yeah, he's an upcomer, and his Jack Reacher work is phenomenal. I think he's upriser. I don't think he makes it to the top tier yet, but out of the younger guys right now, he's probably backup team. I've seen his work. I think he's moved up the rate. So I think I'm gonna say backup team for me.
Back up.
And look, we could shift. And just to clarify, we chose actors that have done a series of action films over time. Some of the folks that did not make this group of actors were perhaps in like Marvel or DC films, and outside of those characters really did nothing else. So if you don't see Hugh Jackman as an example, really he's known for all the Wolverine films, but that's so easy that Wolverine would be an Expendable, so we didn't put him on this list. So hey, feel free, comment if you think we were wrong about this. But that's the reason why some of the folks here are not on this list. Next up, Sly himself, the OG Expendable.
Yeah, he's top tier for me, man.
Still is, man.
Yeah.
Dr. Brantley, do you feel differently? Chet, do you feel differently? Stallone, he founded the Expendables.
I know. I'm going to kick him out of his own franchise.
I mean, hey, it's up for debate.
Wow. That sounds like an executive.
I mean, yeah, for now, I mean, he goes on
Yeah,
the
I mean,
top.
Go ahead, Chet.
I mean, yeah, without him, it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, true. Great idea in the beginning, I will say.
We do have to eliminate. We have to get to 7, so we could put
Yeah.
15 up there and then reduce
course.
over time, because the next up is Keanu Reeves, John Wick,
Straight up to the top.
Neo. I mean, is there any question? This gentleman is an action star. Speed. I mean, the list goes on and on.
See, because this is the thing, is like the Expendables is a certain generation, like a little bit above us and ours, but a Tom Cruise and a Keanu Reeves and some of these younger guys who are still not our age now, so they're older, but you know, that's more what I think people would want to see now, as opposed to just the older big guys. But you know, that's just me.
Yep, I agree.
I'm looking at Crooked Smiles, but I'm here for Michael
Michael,
Dudikoff. I
I'm
knew that was
sorry.
coming up at one part of the show.
I'm sorry,
Finally gets to
American Ninja did not qualify for this evening's contest, but we hear you.
just
loud
because
and
he
clear.
did 15 of those doesn't put him on the list, man.
Well, the GOAT himself, Arnold.
Yeah, I say what I just said, but yeah, Arnold goes right to the top.
Hey, we have 4. We only have 3 slots left. It's going to be tough, folks, because we do have tons of other left. And now we have Wesley Snipes.
Wesley goes to the backup team. He's a backup.
Yeah.
I think Wesley's great, but you know, some of the things he's done have been a little bit suspect in the film wise. Blade is the top pinnacle of his stuff. You know, maybe Rising Sun, but then he's had some other films, like I think like Passion 57 gets him there, but Hard Boiled knocks him down a notch. So.
Backup team, yeah. Wesley had some questionable at the end. Some ones.
The one that I worked on was The Art of War, with Michael Biehn.
He had some DVD bin status films. So. Yeah. Chet, what do you think? Wesley, backup team?
Yes.
Pretty straightforward. Next up, Sam Jackson. Obviously, Nick Fury would not be counted, but we've got, we got Jules and Vincent up next here. Plus, Snakes on a Plane. He was in Die Hard.
I wouldn't go like a big action star, though. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I would put him on the backup team as well. Especially if we have to get brutal about this. I want a dude that's going to hang onto the side of a plane. Sam Jackson's not doing that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, man. God, this is a little tough on me. I don't know about the backup team.
You think
only because he hasn't done a lot of like, action movies. Maybe a couple of times. I think he goes to boot camp, maybe. But I don't know if acting wise, yes. But as far as action film wise, I don't know if he's got enough of this cachet. I think really like Nick Fury's that and Snakes on the Plane or something.
You know what? I agree. I think he doesn't have enough action.
Yeah.
If you're comparing who's on this list thus far.
Exactly.
It might be boot camp. And we have John Travolta next.
I think he's going to boot camp or didn't even make the cut.
I think he doesn't make the cut.
He's, like
Face Off? Face Off? No.
Wow.
Broken Arrow. There's that can go down a list.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Okay. Just calling out all the disasters.
Yeah, wow.
Battlefield Earth, anyone?
Oh, jeez. Well, at that point, you're bringing up Battlefield Earth.
Let's look. He's not an action star.
No.
I mean,
what's going on?
What's up?
Okay. Next up, we've got Jet Li, martial artist GOAT. Both the Asian international market, and then obviously hit quite a few films. Rush Hour being the big franchise. I like him. I don't know if he's the new Expendables, but I definitely put Jackie Chan on the backup team.
Yeah, I think Jackie's credibility with enough action movies and almost dying on set, he makes it the backup team for me.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Chet, what do you think?
I'm not really sure. Hmm. What are we fighting against right now?
We're
Like,
Jackie
what are the
Chan.
two? Yeah, Jackie Chan. See, here's my thing about Jackie Chan, right? Jet Li was already in Expendables,
Exactly.
and he was really good at it. And Jackie Chan, I would put him in boot camp because his action films aren't the same type of action as like Expendables would be.
That's a good point. More comedic.
Like his
Yeah.
his are more comedic and more solo driven, right? Where like Jet Li, the reason why he worked is because you could see him as like that ninja assassin type character, but Jackie Chan's just like, man, I just want to have popcorn with the dude. But he was, Jackie Chan, his action films as like a singular action star work really well. But I don't think as a team, I don't think it would work out. Boot camp wise, good though.
No, see, why I would put him up a notch is that he's one of the few people on this list with like all the major stars. He had his own animated cartoon too, man.
Dude. The only thing that gets me thinking maybe backup team is the Rush Hour franchise. He became a star for a 10-year period of time in the US. But I get the boot camp thing. So again, like we're gonna have to move these up and down. We have a ton more left, so we'll put him in backup team, but we'll see. Potentially boot camp. Next up is Bruce Lee, the legendary Bruce Lee.
All the way to the top, bro. You know, I think the chat would set us on fire if he was not at the top tier.
So we have 5 of 7. We're gonna have to make some really tough decisions, folks.
Oh yeah.
Because next up we have Chuck Norris.
He's not the top tier. He may be the GOAT, but he's not the top tier.
But he was already in it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and he was the lone wolf.
Still.
Well, Chuck Norris. We're gonna do some Chuck Norris jokes because Chuck Norris is the expendable. He doesn't need anybody else. There is no other team. It's expendable. Chuck Norris is close for me. I mean, look, I get he hasn't been incredibly relevant as of late, but
as of late, try 30 years, if not more.
Wow.
But come on, the 80s, he made some really Delta Force.
So now we're going back 40 years. Okay.
Yes, let's take it back. Come on.
Well, I mean, how far back are we going with
Bruce Lee?
Exactly. True.
Well, he can't be making any more pictures, unfortunately, you know. Otherwise, he probably would have been for quite a while.
I mean, this is Walker, Texas Ranger. I can't believe you're insulting the Ranger himself. So what do you say? He's backup team?
I think he's a backup. But hey, if you
guys,
okay, Chuck. Okay. All right, Dolph Lundgren.
Boot or a backup.
Yeah, Dolph just hasn't done enough recently, and the stuff he does hasn't been that great. I think for me, Dolph doesn't make the cut. I think that he goes right with John Travolta, bro.
Man, that sucks because he was in all of them.
No, even though the movie I wouldn't have personally chosen, but you know.
And I don't like his right guard commercial. So.
Yeah, who decided to make him famous?
I feel like
I don't get it.
I feel like Dr. Brantley just came here tonight to do surgery.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren, I agree. I mean, epic role in Rocky, He-Man, a few others, but we can't just say because he was in the Expendables movies. Yeah. This is the ultimate Expendables, so there's no grandfathering in. Next up, Steven Seagal, Casey Ryback.
Yeah. You know what? Since he didn't take Sylvester Stallone's invitation, and he chose to do, I believe, what was the Machete. He doesn't even make the cut now. You don't. If you got an actual invitation, you decided not to do the movie. I don't even give you that. Sorry, Steven. You can stay in Russia. Knock him down.
See, that's the tough part. Is like there's so many. Like his first 3 or 4 were amazing, and then everything else.
And then he got lazy.
It was so bad. But man, like that Under Siege movie.
Yeah,
it's tough. That's why I'm thinking like, Boot Camp. I don't think didn't make the cut for me. I think he did enough good films, Out for Justice, Above the Law, that he gets the Boot Camp status for me.
yeah.
I don't know what you all think.
I think this is up to Chet because I'm kind of with didn't make the cut.
Yeah, Chet, it's on you.
Chet.
And why is this on me? I would go boot camp.
Okay.
All right.
So that's a tie.
Well, we're gonna have to come back to him, but we'll know Seagal potentially get kicked out. Next up, we have Mel Gibson, action star, but he's done a way more non-action, but obviously the Lethal Weapon films. Say what you will, the first few were great, and it tailed off. He's been in a few others.
Yeah.
Payback and all, classic.
Yeah, love Mel Gibson. He's had a rough last like 15, 20 years. I put him into the backup team. I think like I said, there was a time where he would have made the top tier. But I think backup team's more appropriate just because due to its legacy too. A lot of great films when you Mad Max, the Lethal Weapon films, but tell off at the end of his career. Although what was that Santa movie that he did? That was actually pretty damn good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Give him credit on that. So, but I put him as the backup team, man.
Yeah, I really like him though. I could see him probably backup team if we're being brutal, because I see a couple other guys going on top.
Yeah. I'm with you on a backup team. Great. Get the Gringo was great.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, Jean-Claude.
Yeah, see, John, look, pure history and everything else, yes. But then you start looking at that tail end of their career, and you're like, wow. I think I'm not going to disrespect him so
Middle
much.
End,
put him into Don't
beginning
Make
end.
the Cut. I put him into Boot Camp though.
You didn't like him in Double Impact?
No, that, and then what was the movie he did with Dennis Rodman? What was the name of that one? Like, it's like, yeah, there was some he just took for the money, bro. He still gets a boot camp for me though.
Bloodsport's
Street
probably
Fighter.
Yeah, Bloodsport's probably one of the best movies ever.
There you go, quickest mouth. It was Double Team. Yeah, wow, that was
Double Team.
Terrible movie.
So
if
what are
it's
we
got
saying
double
here?
in the title, I'll do it.
Jean-Claude, Boot Camp.
Yeah, I
or
say
backup?
Boot.
I say just because he did that movie with Snyder. Anytime any of these people that done a movie with
Knockoff?
Snyder, that knocks you down a notch.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're lucky, Stallone.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I need someone to do the splits, I'll call Jean-Claude.
Yeah.
We got Jason Statham next, who was in the Expendables and Transporter, and he's made some duds, the Megalodon or whatever the hell he's been in,
Yeah,
but also some good ones too.
Hey, he can outrun the shark, and with
And
a
he can
jet
drive
ski.
a mean car in the Fast and Furious movies. And he can come back from the dead eventually too. So that's a good trick to have, actually, to be able to reanimate yourself like that. Jason, I don't know, because I'm looking, I see like there's some heavy hitters still on this list too, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I've got to put him in. I'll put him in Boot Camp. I enjoy a lot of his movies, but I'm looking at the tiers on this list, and there's some guys that are going to go up to the top tier that we're going to have a hard choice with.
Mm-hmm. I'm aligned with Boot Camp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Boot camp. Next up, Henry Cavill. We cannot consider Superman, but all of the other roles he may have played. This is where his portfolio gets a little less in terms of true action films, but I do like Henry Cavill.
Uncle.
I'm thinking boot camp for Henry.
Yeah. Because he's good, but
I'm
not
good
up
with
at the top.
Yeah, I'm good with boot camp.
Okay.
Yep, boot camp.
Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford himself.
Now, is this...
Doesn't cut it.
Well, see, is it now?
Nope, doesn't cut it.
Or,
everything.
like when they were
everything.
in their prime, because if it's now...
Well, no, it's whole
Bruce Lee
career,
ain't
man.
doing it.
Well, we said the whole portfolio. That's why the argument was Chuck, right? Because I'm like, Chuck Norris 40 years ago was the king of the shit, and now not great. Bruce Lee, obviously, his tragic death, but in right now, young
the best action hero president, Harrison Ford.
I mean, Indiana Jones is an action movie. I mean, it's adventure action, and he made how many? I mean, 5.
I think it's top.
I think he goes to the top. I'm sorry, Chet. His resume just screams it. The guy was in Star Wars, damn it. It's like he goes to the top, man.
I think he goes to the top.
Yep, same.
All
right. Liam Neeson.
Yeah, see, this is where I knew I was.
He does have a special set of skills.
I know, like this dude. Like at one point, let's put it like this. I think it's just because of the Taken movies that really kind of made a shift into a different, because he started hitting out some bangers after Taken. There's a couple of these movies like, wow, he's bringing it. So I think the later part of his career really helped do that, other than the Dark Mans and the other things. I think he's back up. I don't think he's quite to the top level, because again, if I'm looking at the overall career, I think we really didn't notice Liam Neeson until he damn near turned 45.
Whoa. You can't sleep on Rob Roy and Krull.
Yeah, I can.
Backup team for Liam Neeson. Jeff Bridges, who more recently, The Old Man, he's done some films, but probably not known as a big action star. For me, I like Jeff Bridges, but I don't think he makes the cut here with all the names. Just my, that's my 2 cents on Mr. Bridges.
Yeah, like I said again, I think he's doing a great show. Every now and then he's popped into something kind of decently, but no, I don't think he makes the cut. I think if you're just grading him on the last 3 years, possibly, but not. I think he doesn't make the cut now.
Yeah, he's a great actor, but not so much with the action.
Jet Li.
I really like Jet Li.
I do too. Yeah. See, since Bruce Lee's there, they already got a martial artist dude. I got to put him into the backup team.
Yeah, I think he's back up.
I put Jet Li in boot camp.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason for it is I think he had a very small window of popularity in the U.S. Made a couple of films, and international star 100%. I don't think he had the impact like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. Great martial artist, a couple good films, but I think if you look at his entire portfolio, to me, I'm looking at who's in the backup team, and I think we still got to ask some questions about that backup team. But
yeah, of course. Yeah,
I mean, we got Mel Gibson in there and Liam Neeson. I don't think Jet Li is Wesley Snipes. I'm not seeing Jet Li in that same caliber.
Okay.
But
I
hey,
can
it's 2 against 1 right now.
I can live with boot camp. It's not, it's like I said again that the list. There's still some heavy hitters on this list. So
Okay, all right. Boot camp he goes. We got Clint Eastwood. Obviously, seen from Dirty Harry here. He's done so many different things, including westerns. But probably not super known for being an action star. So for me, Clint's a legend. Probably doesn't make the cut here in terms of Expendables, though, and action films.
Well, hell no.
If I want someone shot, Clint Eastwood is the guy I'm going to call.
Yes.
And also, too, he'd be like, if he did Expendable, he'd be like 105 now.
Hey, and
Who's the expendable one? Oh, I'm going to guess that guy.
He's the guy that, he's like, he get out of the plane and he blows it up himself. It's like, man, he did a sacrifice for us. I think he just doesn't. I think to the movie, I don't think I would want to see him in the Expendable. Now, in his prime, maybe, but if we're talking about like right now, we're Expendable, like, well, hold on, bro. He's the guy that sees them take off in the plane. He's like, sorry, guys, I couldn't make it. But I don't see the team taking them.
Yep. Okay. Didn't make the cut, Clint. Sorry. Charles Bronson, who half our audience probably doesn't even know who the hell he is, but Death Wish, epic franchise set in the 70s, I think early 80s, I believe it trickled in, but probably didn't make the cut here. But you got to recognize Charles Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson is good. It's like an honorable mention.
Another guy that if you want somebody shot, Charles Bronson. That's about it, though. He wasn't really action stuff.
It's true.
Like I said, I think only our generation really realizes that until they do like an eventual Death Wish remake that they didn't put Bruce Willis in. He doesn't make the cut though. Although I enjoyed The Mechanic, and him and Jason Statham are about the same performances on those. So great actor, but not enough in the tank.
Got next up The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, The Rock goes all the way to the top for me. He is the modern day version of our biggest action star there is right now. So The Rock's done enough in his his resume to put him directly in the top of some of the best in the entire Hollywood action level. So he goes to the top for me, man.
Yeah, I'm okay with the top. Because it would be cool to see them together in an action movie and not just like a little cameo walk by.
Yeah.
All right. So we are at 7. So we're going to make some tough choices here because we still got a few other folks left to go. Next up, Vin Diesel.
Nope, not on top. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, no. I think Vin Diesel outside of the Fast and Furious movies, really not much else. I mean, he's probably, for me,
Pitch Black?
Boot Camp.
Pitch, whatever that was.
He's probably Boot Camp for me.
Come on, he was the pacifier.
Yeah, I don't think anybody remembers that movie.
Yeah, I think I think Boot Camp is just because of his Fast and Furious work and Pitch Black. And I'm not mistaken, there was I think he loses a point for doing Bloodshot, though.
I would say didn't make the cut. But I am a hater.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right. Well, I say Boot Camp. We didn't make the cut. Mr. Storm, what are you saying?
Oh, geez, man. That's kind of like, I didn't expect Mr. Brantley to pull that one out as, yeah, wow. I think he gets Boot Camp just because, again, this man's going to make, 20 Fast and Furious movies at this point? So...
Yeah, sure. This is the last one.
No, not as long as there's a paycheck coming. Let's see. Cricket's Mouse says definitely should make the cut. Wow. Okay.
Not alone over here.
I will knock him down, bro. Knock him down the peg. I'm willing to give it to.
Brutal.
Wow, that goes to show how much people love family here, man.
F is for failure and didn't make the cut. Next up, Will Smith.
Yeah. Wow.
Boot Camp.
Let's see. I don't know. I didn't particularly like that last Bad Boys because I don't think he's acted in the Bad Boys movie since the second one. But it's got Independence Day, then he's got Wild Wild West. So like, wow. Yeah, this is polarizing, man. But mm, I'm gonna say not made the cut because again, I'm thinking like the movies that he's making, where he's Bright. Some of the other films, he's more transitioned himself to a dramatic actor. Early part of his career, he had Enemy of the State and everything, but I can't put him higher than that, man. I don't think he makes the cut, bro.
He's oh, oof. Man,
Yeah,
some brutal.
I'm not even that brutal.
I
yeah,
know, like I got to put Will Smith in boot camp because at least he had a couple of Bad Boys films and he's done a few other action movies. So, but that's just
Look, I'm willing to go there. I'm thinking about like what he has recently done, and I just really haven't seen him do anything in a long time.
he
Like,
slapped Chris Rock.
He's mostly been a dramatic actor, but in no way, shape, or form has he really cut. And like Bad Boys again, this last one he phoned it in. He does a little joke, him and Martin Lawrence, and it's like, yeah, it's the same thing I've seen for the last 3 damn films. But it didn't show me anything. At least Tom Cruise is like jumping out of airplanes and shit with no parachutes, for God's sakes. That's again. But you guys want to put him in boot? Go ahead and put him in boot, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Crooker's mouth said it. No point. If you guys want to slap him to the top, you go right
Well,
ahead.
let's get the final take here. Chat, is Will Smith boot camp or does he not make the cut? You've got the final vote. Chat might not be with us.
Hey, I know.
I
He
don't
might
think
have
he's
been
with us.
transitioning into the house.
Yeah, it looks like he's frozen. Okay, well, we're going to put Will
Yeah.
Smith in boot camp for now, but we could decide
Yep.
if he doesn't make the cut. Next up, we've got Mr. Wahlberg himself.
Geez. Like every
boot
time
camp.
Mark Wahlberg makes an action movie, an angel dies.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's like, wow. Like, like, so here's pops in Meeks of the Weeks. Yeah, exactly. I've heard he make the damn good hamburger, but not too many good action movies. I'm gonna have to. I don't think Mark makes the cut.
Hey, me.
At least his boot, he has made some efforts, just not good ones. Yeah, you're right. Like,
Dr.
again,
Brantley
Dr. Brent and
didn't
I
make
was
the cut.
talking about that Infinite movie that he did. It's like, I can't believe Antoine Fuqua directed that. And I was like, wow, this is just a meaningless movie.
Yeah. Like, out of his whole career, that's one of the few
Yeah.
things that is, like, not good.
Yeah.
We've got Daniel Craig, the most recent Bond.
He's only in there for James Bond. I think I can put him in boot camp, but I can't go any further just because all I've really seen him kind of do is just James Bond.
I don't think he makes the cut because of that. It's
Okay.
literally limited to Bond, in my opinion.
I'd say boot camp.
Not gonna hurt me, man. He can dance a mean dance and some vodka, but I think anybody can at this point. Yeah, I'm good with him not making a cut.
Michael J. White.
Yeah, well, just like
Hey, look, if Daniel Craig ain't making it, I'm sorry, Michael.
Let me tell you something. Like this guy, like Michael J. White, is the Tyler Perry of action movies. Like, I will say,
I guess I know where you're headed.
You know where he's going to be, brother. You know where he's going to be. He is the Tyler Perry of action movies.
Okay, all right, we'll keep him.
I happen to enjoy those, but
yeah, he's not making it. I think his most famous scene of all time is the 2-minute scene with Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I think
that's his most famous line.
Yeah,
but come on, he was Black Dynamite.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Again, the Tyler Perry of action movies.
Yeah,
there you go.
Not good. Jean Reno, who's best known for playing The Professional with Natalie Portman. Been a side character in other films, but not probably a true action hero.
Does not make the cut.
Yeah, he's absolutely. He's a good actor, though.
Yeah, he's great. Mila Jovovich, who Resident Evil films, and what's the one with Bruce Willis? What's the future
Fifth
one?
Element.
Fifth Element. But largely, predominantly known for her work in the Resident Evil films.
Look, and she also did that movie Ultraviolet, which was the worst film I have ever sat my life in the theater with. But
just because you haven't seen Joker 2 yet.
But I do respect the Resident Evil movies. She is the force that pulls those films, and somehow I think she survived 5 or 6 or 7. I don't know, but she survived a bunch of them. I'm willing to. I think she does go up the list, but I think she goes to boot camp because there's also some other stronger female leads on this list that I think goes right to the top.
Yep.
Yeah, boot camp I'm good with.
Yeah,
because she is a good action star.
Oh yeah.
I agree. Next up, Sean Connery, mostly Bond. Obviously, he's made a few other films, including the Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, a couple others.
Yeah.
But to me, this is kind of just didn't make the cut. Like, I mean, obviously the most legendary Bond, but not known for action films.
Again, I think he's one of the better Bonds, but yeah, he is. Oh yeah, see now that's the reason why he doesn't make the cut, brother. It is like I said. I just looked at Crooker's mouth, said Highlander. Yeah, the Highlander 2 is the reason why he got knocked down. Didn't make the cut, bro.
Denzel Washington.
Ooh, yeah, God.
Well, the thing is, like, he hasn't made a lot of action films except for obviously the Equalizer films, which are really good.
Well, see, that's not true.
What else did he make?
He's got Ricochet. He's got Virtuosity or whatever.
Oh, don't bring that out.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying
that means he might go down to green with the Virtuosity film.
Yeah, he's done some films, but mostly it's you're right. Denzel goes to boot camp for me. Just because of because I'm looking at the Equalizer. And also, like, the films that I've seen him in, like, this is a guy that has to blend into a team, and he seems like he's boot camp material, but I don't know if he's acting wise. Yeah, damn, he's like shit, he's at the top, but I don't know because again, Ricochet is probably because I'm trying to think of which I think is Ricochet, Virtuosity, and the Equalizer films. I don't. Oh, and then he did the Safe House with Ryan Reynolds and everything. So he's done.
There was, there's things like Out of Time, thriller stuff that's actiony stuff in it. But I'd say at least Backup Team.
See. Here's why I don't think Backup Team, because I think he's done the same amount of action that Samuel Jackson's done. They're both great actors, but they're not. Kind of like they're more or less dramatic actors, but not action stars. That's why I would say that he goes to boot camp. I don't think he goes below that though.
Okay, yeah, I can go with that.
Linda Hamilton, primarily known for her work in the Terminator series, and outside of Sigourney Weaver, really established the female badass action hero.
Yeah.
But she really didn't do anything actiony otherwise,
that was it.
And she had the physique to do it. So I'm kind of wonder if she just didn't take any roles like that or wasn't offered anything like that. But she just didn't do anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think she makes the cut for me. Like, really great in Terminator, but
I think the Terminator is the reason why in T2 that she's even on the list. Yeah, she doesn't make the cut.
All right, we got Angelina Jolie. She did the obviously Tomb Raider. She did the Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She's done a few other things. Salt. Yeah, she's done a lot of those things. So she's in the boot camp. If we're gonna put Mila Jovovich in there, I put Angelina right there.
Absolutely.
She's got some.
Yeah, boot camp definitely for me, man.
Okay.
Pam Grier, we're going old school again, kind of old retro. I think the last thing we really seen her in of big magnitude was Jackie Brown, right? A
Yeah,
starring role. But obviously right up there with the Charles Bronsons of the
I
world, like
yeah.
super popular back in the
hmm
60s and 70s. But
I
great act, lots of good
yeah.
movies, but I don't know if she's in the top 2 for me.
No. I think that he's a top tier Pam's legend. 'Cause she is a legend. There's no one debating that. But I the span of it is the 70s. That's where I think that's what gets her in the same level as Charles Bronson. I think that she doesn't make the cut, but if I think if her career was a little bit wider, I could definitely but she paved the way for most of all these other actresses on this list, though. I will tell you that. So,
Yeah.
no
Original
disrespect to her.
Gangsters.
Yep.
Escape from LA.
So are we saying boot camp or did not make the cut?
Didn't
Make the cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I
didn't make
think
it.
didn't like
Sorry,
same
Cricket.
as
Patrick Swayze didn't do a
Uh,
lot, but obviously Roadhouse was his
Yeah.
big action thing.
Don't want to disrespect the man, but he doesn't make the cut.
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. But he was Roadhouse was damn
Great
good.
films that he did, though.
Yeah.
So Uma's gonna be in the same situation. She didn't do much outside of Kill Bill.
But
that was
damn, those films were good though.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's fantastic in it as well.
I put Uma. No,
You know what?
put her
Like
in
she's
Did Not
not
Make the
better
Cut.
than Linda
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
think she doesn't make the cut.
Doesn't make the cut. Sigourney Weaver.
Unfortunately, Sigourney Weaver gets me to the backup team because Legacy. This is one where, like, when you think that she is the quintessential typical person that you think of, like, wow, if you had a female character, you damn straight want Sigourney Weaver and Ripley on your team.
It's the same argument though, because outside of the
It
Alien
is.
franchise, she didn't do much else. So that's what I'm saying is like Kill Bill to me is, maybe not quite up there with Alien, but like really, really good 2 films. And she killed that character. So what is the difference other than Sigourney kind of being the first?
Here's why I say Sigourney Weaver tops it. Because every one of these ones on this list is quintessentially paired after her in her performance. Anytime you saw a female lead, if it's not for Sigourney Weaver, and actually you say Pam Grier and also in the 70s, but Sigourney Weaver is the reason why you have the Una Thurmans, the Mila Djokovic's, the even Charlize Theron. They don't get those opportunities if you don't have Sigourney Weaver. That role is, I don't care who it is. He could be the most chauvinistic dude in the world, and he's cheering for Ripley in that Aliens movie. I'm sorry. I just think legacy-wise, her star shines brightest among most female actresses.
But I'd still say Boot Camp.
Okay.
Just
I can live with that. It's not killing me.
Okay. Michelle Yeoh, same thing. I would say kind of some good action films, obviously. Crouching Tiger, a few others, right? But probably not, in my opinion, backup or New Expendables.
Yeah.
You're probably either Boot Camp or did not make the cut.
Legacy-wise, I don't know. I'd say she's probably Boot Camp. And I think only because, too, the tail end of her career, she's really also kind of moved herself in a completely different as at one time she was like Jet Li, just an international star, and didn't translate well here. Yep. I think the last 10 years she's really done a great job of translating well here. So I'm putting her in Boot Camp.
Dr. Brantley?
Boot Camp's good.
Okay. Next up, Charlize Theron. She's made a couple of really good ones. I think she's Boot Camp. She's got a couple under her belt as an action star.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think she's Boot Camp. I know she did the Old Guard and the Atomic Blonde, and then she's done the Mad Max. She's done some good work, but I think she's boot camp.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm good with that.
Scarlett, we cannot use Black Widow. We said no comic book related film, so to me, did not make the cut. I know she's made.
Doesn't make the cut.
She had that one that was
Lucy,
fairly decent, but if we're excluding Black Widow, to me, did not make the cut. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, like I said,
and I had to use the Con Air because he's probably most famous of the action films.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Did not make the cut for Nick Cage.
I don't think Luke sorry, Nick doesn't make us. Let's see, Luke Cage. I'm sorry, Nick.
Luke Cage. He wishes.
Luke Cage does make the cut, but yeah, no.
Nick Cage is Luke Cage.
Well, that's where he got his last name from. You all know that, right? No, he did.
Yeah.
There was
no, I do know that.
Yeah, there was a dude. He read those books.
Nephew.
Yeah. His last name is Coppola, but he was a big comic book head. Loved Ghost Rider, obviously, because he did the films, and he loved Luke Cage and Power Man. So that's where he pulled the name from. So it's funny that you all say that. Donnie Yen, who big international star, most recently in the John Wick franchise, is the blind martial artist. Been in a ton of other things. You've probably seen him. Didn't really make it like the Jet Li, didn't make it like the Jackie Chan and the U.S. scene, but definitely
he's getting respect now.
Oh, yeah, now big time. Yeah. I think honestly, backup to his portfolio of stuff he's done.
I think so too.
And he is ultimate martial artist. And I think his portfolio to me is, I don't know, but then we got Jet Li in boot camp.
And then he did mention, I forgot the IP man. I've watched I think he dueled against Mike Tyson in one of those too. So no, I think you're right. Backup team, I'm willing to go for him on, especially his John Wick performances. Wow.
Mm-hmm. And Rogue One.
Oh yeah,
he was so good in that too.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, not Thor, but obviously some of the other stuff he's done, including the most recent Extraction series.
Look, Extraction is enough for me. I give him top tier. I know we're gonna have to. There's a point. I'm willing to say that he could be the 8th member of that team, break a rule, but Extraction is probably the best action movie I've seen in the last 20 years.
He's backup team for me. I don't. You got to do more than two. You got to do more than two.
I think backup for me as well.
Okay.
You got to do more. If he had 2 or 3 more in an action film, like The Rock had,
he's like Extraction 3 or 4.
Yeah, or if he just did something else,
something different.
He's got something to work for now.
Yeah, but I think I would love to see him in a couple more of those.
I'm fine with that.
Bruce. Man, I think Bruce goes to the top, man.
He does. He does.
And that's where we're going to have to drop somebody because I think Bruce belongs. He's got so many, and come on, the Die Hard stuff. That in itself.
See, out of the top, I would replace Stallone.
Wow. Oh, come on.
Man. Kick him out of his own franchise.
Oh, we're never getting Stallone on the show after this.
Yeah.
There goes the season 3 screening of Tulsa King for PPI because we just got on the blacklist.
Here's a controversial take. I kick Harrison Ford out for Bruce Willis.
I'd remove Bruce Willis.
Quintessential everyman.
I'd remove Bruce Lee.
Wow. No, I can't do that. That's damn near sacrilegious right here.
Well, hey, we're not quite there yet. We got a few left to go, but we do have to take it down to 7 next up. We've got
Machete.
The Machete, and was also
Danny
in
Trejo.
El Mariachi.
Love Danny Trejo.
Desperado.
But he falls in, and you've got to be joking.
The best taco maker on the list.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny.
I'm sorry. Danny's a great guy, but he did have his head put on the turtle.
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, you got to be joking. Tony Hawk doesn't
Well,
make.
I think he didn't make the cut. I don't know if
No,
you're
no. I
joking.
think he gets a Puss in
He is
Boots.
Puss in Boots. Come on.
You must be joking, man. I can't put him higher than that, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, Desperado was good, but I
Yeah?
guess it's only one thing. And then he played The Assassins with Stallone, right? That was okay.
Yeah, that's not giving
I don't
him
think
extra
it's
points.
joking for me.
X
I gotta,
versus
Okay.
Sever.
oh, okay, never mind. That is like one of the worst films of all time.
Yes, that is one of the worst of all
Oh,
time.
jeez. Okay, all right. Eddie Murphy.
I love Eddie Murphy. I thought the last Beverly Hills Cop was pretty good. Actually, more surprised. I think Paramount wished they put that in theaters. But I don't think he makes the cut.
No, because he didn't really do action movie. He didn't keep
Yeah.
up with like the action comedy
Yeah.
stuff. He just switched straight up to comedy.
Yeah. Not Snake Plissken, but well, yeah,
Kurt.
But he's been, man, Kurt for me.
Yeah, well,
he's so good, man.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Tango and Cash, come on.
Yep. He has a specific amount of films that are really great, but yet it's like, it's a certain time period.
Big Trouble in
Although I
Little
will say
China. I mean,
he was great in Monarch.
he's
If you
top.
haven't watched that, he was really great in Monarch. But yeah, no, I think just because it's cachet of movies, I put him in like Boot Camp.
I said Boot Camp.
And then last but not least, we got Emily Blunt, who has only done a few things. Not
Jungle
real
Cruise.
Action. I think the one with Tom
Edge
Cruise.
of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow is really the only one, so probably did not make the cut at this stage.
Yeah,
all right, folks.
Bringing up some Richard Roundtree. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
yeah,
they're great, but
we missed a few.
we only had an hour to kill this. So some of these guys, we're going to do a part 2 at one point, but we couldn't put them all in because it would take. There's some legacy guys we could put in.
There was one guy that I feel like should have been in here, and I thought I had captured him, and maybe he didn't download. But Carl Weathers was on this list and deserves to be on this list.
Yes, he does.
Predator, Action Jackson, just those two alone. I'd put him in, probably either backup team or boot camp. But he's not on here. But honorable mention, he definitely needs to be in these categories here. Okay,
so we're getting rid of one of the top guys.
We have to.
Actually, yeah, that is a cool idea. Best villains and some that would work and everything. Best villain actors, because that would be one hell of a list too.
So in my opinion, if I'm looking at this list, the two ones that probably are the ones that are more on the fence are Bruce and Harrison Ford.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, look at all the photos. Everyone has guns. Harrison Ford, really, Indy's got the one gun sequence. He doesn't really use guns in most of his things. And then we know Bruce Lee, obviously, is full martial artist, great films. Yeah. Harrison Ford beats, I think, Bruce Lee in terms of overall portfolio of films. And
of course,
Bruce Lee, obviously, his career ended too soon. But in terms of martial art films, the legend for sure. But I think it's between those two, in my opinion. I think everyone else stays.
The outside of the diehards, how many action things did Bruce Willis do? Because Harrison Ford is doing things like The Fugitive, Air Force One. There was a while there, the Jack Ryan stuff, where he was doing the bigger action type movies that were like the prestige stuff.
True, but you didn't mention Last Boy Scout. There's a couple of films in there.
I mean, Bruce Willis did do Cop Out.
Harrison Ford did Hollywood Homicide. So if we're gonna go down that road,
I don't know.
Look, legacy wise, like it's again Bruce Lee. I think it's just he's the greatest martial artist that's ever been graced to films. Harrison Ford is good, but sometimes I don't always see him as an action star. I see Bruce Willis as an action star, even though it's cachet seems like it's short. He just seems like an action star more than than I think of when I look at Harrison Ford. I look at Harrison Ford like he's more of a dramatic actor that I've seen.
So here is the final tally then. We're going to vote. Is Bruce Willis kicked out or is Harrison Ford kicked out? Mr. Storm, is Bruce going or is Harrison Ford going?
I'm sorry, Andy, but I've got to keep Bruce in my top,
Dr. Brantley.
Sorry. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. He does not. Bruce does not.
Okay. This is tough. Chat, we need some additional votes here because Chet is not with us. Before I make my decision, we need your vote. Are we kicking Bruce Willis out of the new Expendables or are we kicking Harrison Ford out? Say your piece now in the chat. This determines what is going to be our new Expendables. Again, is Bruce Willis getting punted or is Harrison Ford getting punted? Harrison Ford, unfortunately, Harrison Ford is being removed. The chat has voted. Even if I voted, it would still not matter. And so Indy goes to the backup team, and now we have our new Expendables, the top 7: Tom Cruise, Stallone, Keanu, Arnold, Bruce Lee, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Bruce Willis. Man, that is a hell of a team. And what's interesting is of those, 3 of them were actually Expendables or in the film. So not bad.
Actually, too, that's probably the highest damn payroll that you will ever see for a movie on the face of this planet. Because
we're 300 million in and we haven't shot a thing yet.
Jeez. Like, wow. And they all get back into wow.
Well, it'd do better than Joker 2. Okay, folks, that's it. We have done it. We have accomplished it. Look, you all probably have different opinions, so drop it in the comments section on the channel. We appreciate you, as always, spending the time with us here on the Shadow Nose Network. And don't forget to subscribe. It's on to SKN News.
Yeah, we were going to work for a little promo like, but we just didn't do it. So we got to work that next week. But we got some SKN news on Pixel, Plastic, and Ink, films, toys, the comic books, all the stuff that we thought was important that you guys might have missed throughout the week. Here's the biggest rumor, because it still is kind of a rumor until it's actually been set, but it's been popping on a bunch of the internet all over the place, that Jim Lee has secretly been working on an actual Batman project with Jeff Loeb since the spring. And they say that's the main reason why he resigned back with DC, was in order to work on this project. And it's kind of thrown the little influx into the Batman. A couple of the writers and artists were supposed to take over, and because Jim Lee is going to make this triumphant return, they decided to push it back. The one thing they did want Jim Lee to do was stock up and have a bunch of issues, because they did not want, because Jim's had, other than Hush, which now is like 20 years ago. The last time he worked on a Batman book was 20 years ago. And they wanted to make sure the book came out on time. And and plus also Jim's the head of DC Comics. So, everything on that, they just gave him a little leeway time, but they say it's going to be a straight shot. Chances are it's probably going to be 12 to 13 issues. I don't see Jim doing more than that. He rarely, look, if you get 5 issues out of him, it's still a great thing. But we got some old artwork that's on the screen. So if you're not familiar with his Batman run, that Hush one was probably in the top 20 of all best runs of all time that he's done.
I think it's the best Jim Lee work.
I think it is too.
And I think it's the best Batman, in my opinion. And finally, some books are going to be moved. Some books are going to be sold. With Jim Lee back on Batman, that's for sure.
And this is why you bring him back. Now, there's rumors of saying that they may do a whole new issue number 1. I hope they don't do that, because then you're going to basically just dilute Jim's run. I like that he stated the first time he insisted that they did not do a first, like a new first. He wanted to do a set of standard Batman numbers, and I hope that he keeps the same resolve there because whenever they switch to number one, it just becomes gimmicky. So from Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb, and the rumor that everybody all over the internet has been excited about, we go to something that every executive that's sitting at Disney is worried they're going to get fired over.
Oof.
They have been testing Captain America Brave New World, and I think it's the Brave New Executive that greenlit this movie. Because they've had several screenings, and not only from just the points, I've known a couple of people that said they went to a screening and they were like, holy crap, this movie was unsalvageable. And they spent a bunch of money on reshoots because at one point they said it was supposed to be the Serpent Society. Then they moved to different other characters, and they had to, like, one actor said, I felt like I did two movies because they did so many reshoots the second time around. It completely changed it the first time around. This is one of those things where Kevin Feige's had some ups, but he's had some major downs. And I know that they're going to blame this on the old regime and, hey, we got rid of these problems. But this was just one of those things where I think they shot this crap and they didn't write it out first. And I think now they're getting to the point like, we can't do this kind of stuff. We can't fix crap in post anymore. And it's a shame because, he's a great actor. It's a shame that his debut in this movie is probably going to be considered an actual dud. They've got Harrison Ford in as well. This was just a drop the ball moment if this movie turns out extremely bad. I think it comes out in March, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not looking good for this.
He's going to take a lot of the blame,
Yes.
because all the Captain America movies so far have been great.
Yep.
And so, he's the only new thing, from just the basic look of it. And unfortunately, I don't know. It shouldn't be too difficult at this point to do these kind of movies for Marvel, but
yeah, absolutely.
This is
I think Chet's back. Hold on. Chet, are you back, man?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, you were froze for a while. Everything, you missed the draft, brother. But we did pick our team, so we have to catch it and replay it a little later. So from Captain America, Brave New World to the Brave new executive that's gonna be looking for a new job at the end of the early 2025.
This is Marvel's Joker too.
Yeah, I don't even think that. I think it's actually disrespecting Joker too.
I don't think it's going to do that bad.
Terrible.
I don't know. It's only October.
Yeah, it's true.
The bad press will continue to arise, and people won't show up to the theaters. I guarantee you.
That's true.
I guarantee
Captain
you.
America will still make more than the Marvels. Joker 2 wasn't able to.
I would like to see that. I don't know, because even though the Marvels people were saying they didn't have the test, they didn't go out to say, hey, test screening audiences think this is crap. It was every bit like they've been saying this for months with this Captain America movie. So I don't know if it makes more than Marvels. But that's going to be interesting. So we'll have to check that out. Anyways, we got as usual, these big companies have these what they like to call their collector's con or geek outs or whatever. It's just, hey man, this is an event, please buy some more crap from us. So Walmart, for the second time this year, has a collector's con. So it's not just once a year, it's several times a year. And actually, I'm looking at a crooked smile, which is very true. But they've got some items up there for sale. It's not up for right now. It won't be until next Friday, or Thursday and Friday, I think, October 17th and the 18th. Now, if anyone's ever done the collector cons, everyone knows that while the Target Geek Out is one of the worst to get involved in, Walmart makes Target look like they're Amazon, because you can wake up first thing in the morning and you can refresh all you want and everything. It is just the luck of the draw if you're going to get anything. But they've got Quicksilver exclusive to Walmart. This is one I think that we were talking about this on Toybox Chronicles. A lot of people's got their eyes on the 40th anniversary Optimus Prime, and it's decked out in the redeco box and everything else, just like they did the original re-release and the re-release in the 90s. So this was probably going to be the hardest item out of all these on the list to pick up. Then we got some stuff just rolling back.
I will say,
Go ahead.
the Quicksilver figure is going to be very popular. Already it's been hard to find. Some of the sellers
with that
have been
costume, yeah.
Somebody's been selling it on Whatnot, and they've been sold out. So I think it'll be for $25 if you can get your hands on it. I definitely would if you're a Marvel collector. But you'd be surprised. I didn't think so, but apparently Quicksilver is a hot draw. So
well, again, whenever they put it exclusive in Walmart or something, it tends to drive the range up. I don't know if while they're saying that the 40th anniversary after Prime, they've got all these saying that they're exclusive. I don't know. I've seen some of these items. I don't think Quicksilver will trickle down, but I got a feeling this Optimus Prime, we'll probably see him in more than just the Walmarts, because Hasbro has a tendency of a high dollar item like that usually gets put up for re-release on Hasbro Post somewhere down the line. We're rolling through. They've got re-release of a Skeletor, $21.95. Okay. Got another 40th anniversary and a Insecticon, $34.97. I don't think that's a deal. I think that's a lot of money for a smaller character out of the Transformers. And then there's also, we're flowing through some of the other ones. This one, I didn't get the Masters of the Universe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones. I know that they have been a little bit popular amongst people, but you know, they're unusual. I do know they've been selling at Walmart, so they're on the list. So keep your eye out if you're a Teenage Mutant and you like the hybrid crossover with Masters of the Universe. Then we're rolling back, and we've got this Jazzware. I don't like their action figures, but they've been getting some rave reviews for their micro machines. And obviously this one is of the Ghost, and it's from Star Wars Rebel, and it's got lights and sounds and everything. And it comes with 4 micro figures. So, and as you can see on the screen, actually, before this has even came out through the Collector's Con, it's already been discounted. So, but that $60 is a lot. $94 is a lot for for like a micro machine. The term is micro machine, and wow,
that much money, I just want a machine.
Yeah, exactly. This one, I have some Sonic members in my family that love that character, and this Shadow Collector's Edition, great looking one. I don't know if it's. I was trying to read to see if it was articulated. These are the ones that I think that Jack Pacific are making. So they don't look like they're articulated, but the arms are. And then here's the company that's the bane in the side of all collectors, Super 7. They're charging $55 for a G.I. Joe Ultimate Red Lobster. Or no, I'm sorry, Red Laser version. But he looks like
Red Lobster.
Red Lobster.
You get 2 cheese biscuits with the purchase.
Yeah, it's cheddar Bay biscuits.
The only way that would be worth the price if it did come with endless shrimp. I will tell you that, but this is
it's Lobster Fest.
Yeah, $55. Oh hell no! For 4 or 5 points of articulation. Nah, you're breaking yourself on that one, man. I can't see the spending that. It's just like these guys are just losing their minds, man. So from there, we got to say goodbye to that. Coming up on the Green Lantern, big news. This is James Gunn. We'll see how well he does the lanterns, but so far I have to say I do like the picks. You've got Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan. They were trying to get Josh Brolin, and he was like, I had one DC movie enough for me. He decided to not jump on the bandwagon this. And then they've got Aaron Pierre. And if you have not watched Rebel Ridge on Netflix, this guy is the minute they said Jon Stewart, I'm like, this is the best casting. First of all, his eyes work as they don't even have to use the effects. He looks like it. He's great in that movie. That's one of the better Netflix movies they produced this year. I think this is a pretty good casting. And this is the first major Green Lantern, if you don't count, because I love when they said first major. If you don't count the animated stuff, this is the first time that he's getting back to the screen since Ryan Reynolds, wore his Green Lantern suit and everything. That's why Ryan Reynolds wasn't in that draft. Isn't enough of the action movie he's done.
No, he didn't
So,
make it.
I don't know. You guys are excited about seeing any of these actors, or what's your thoughts on the Green Lantern movie? Or I'm sorry, Green Lantern TV show on Max.
They just never have done this well at all. So like I'm so hesitant to be excited about anything Green Lantern related, but if done well, it'd be really great. I think Kyle Chandler's a good actor in the stuff that he's been in. He's been really great. It sounds like both of these actors could do a really good job. Aaron Pierre, so I think it's going to boil down to the script. And DC's been hit or miss, but look, the Penguins give me renewed confidence of DC related TV series. So if HBO mirrors that, this could be really damn good.
We'll
and
see.
I think it's a cool dynamic of sort of like the rookie cop and the old grizzled cop, and they just happen to be doing an interdimensional intergalactic beat.
Yeah, no, I thought this was a very good casting. Now, to mention, James Gunn was not associated with anything for the Penguin, so you have to give that to Matt Reeves and his cast and his people. So can't put his hand, but this will be something that James Gunn has put his hands on. So now he claimed that he was very hands-on with Joker 2, and now he's whiffed and said that he didn't have anything to do with that. That was just Mr. Phillips. So we're starting to see the blame game start going from the top down, which sounds like a good executive. So we're going to see how well, if this turns out to think that he didn't touch this. This was not him. This was the old regime. So we'll see how this works. But I'm looking forward to the two actors in it. They really got to take this up a notch. We roll into the news that Rad pointed us to today. The biggest news I think you can have, other than Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb, J. Michael Skorinsky returns to Marvel, and he doesn't take the conventional thing. He's doing some team up books.
I love
and he's
this.
got some team up characters that I never thought I would ever see in books together, like Dr. Doom and Rocket Raccoon. Was not thinking I would see that combination on screen anytime soon. But he's got some pretty good artists that's with him. He's got one, Ghost Rider versus Galactus. I'm gonna buy that one actually. I'm looking forward to that.
You goddamn right, man. And also Hulk and Doctor Strange. I love it. I love, just give us something new and different.
And okay, but Spider-Man and Doc Ock is not exactly something unheard of.
Okay.
That didn't make sense.
But he is they're one shots, and they're not going to be continuity based and everything. So it's not like you're going to need to read 15 other books. He's doing something that's kind of self-contained, kind of like the Marvel team ups that they used to do in the 70s and 80s over at Marvel. So these might be fun, and he's recruited some pretty good artists on this book too. So it's not like we're getting, and I think one issue kind of thing works well. You can get a special artist in, draw some attention, maybe pick those cells up and make people interested in knowing that this guy's going to complete this book, and he's not on like 4 series and the guy's not here for issue 3 and everything. So I think it's very smart. Looking at some more of the artwork, you got Nick Fury and Fing Fang Foom. Chet and I both buying this. And just some conventionals. He's bringing on Will Robson, Bernard Chang, which we know very well. You've got some of the Phil Norco I know who, but some of the other artists I haven't heard of them. But I'm looking forward because again, one thing that J. Michael Skorinsky does is he pushes the envelope and he does the best work possible and brings the best creators with him. So whoever he decided to bring on, that these aren't the comic book artist scrubs. He's got the best of the best that he's incorporated. So I'm really looking forward to this. And thanks, Chad or Rad, for bringing this to my attention, and so we can put that on tonight. Very great looking artwork for some of those covers too, I'll tell you that. And then that leaves us with the New York Comic Con, which is next week as well. So while you're rushing to the Walmart Collectors Con, and you're on your phones, and you're in New York City, and you're paying an exuberant amount of money. Like everyone told me that you had to do at the LA Comic Con, because that was like really crazy the amount of money they're charging. Well, they've got a reason to uptick it now, because the 2024 the New York Comic Con will be live streamed in their main stage. And so that means that, these shows right here, they got the Rick and Morty sneak peek and everything. They're gonna be live streaming that. They've got let's see, let's go Nickelodeon, SpongeBob SquarePants 25th anniversary celebration. Wow. The Simpsons, they're bringing a lineup here, aren't they? Uh, Fox Entertainment presents Grimberg, and then Goosebumps, the new mysteries, everything. I think that's a Disney Plus show. They are going to be live streaming on the Red Pops YouTube page, and also on some of the other social media platforms, Screen Rant, which everyone knows Screen Rant, Collider, Comic Book Resources, and the Nerdist, a couple other sites. So the live stream format, I think the reason why we put this on the list tonight, because now this means LA Comic Con and San Diego Comic Con are going to have to really jump that game up. And I think that, Hall H's and whatever hall they were running at LA Comic Con with Ian McGregor and everything, I think they're going to actually have to, now start, these other conventions are going to have to start live streaming this stuff for their main hall. So it's making a competition, for people that can't go and doesn't want to pay exuberant amount of pricing. Makes sense. And with that, that is the last of our SKN news for tonight, gentlemen.
Awesome. Lots of awesome things happening in the world of pop culture.
Yeah, you go to Wendy's for the Krabby Patty right now. Which I think is
sucks.
just a
I'm with Crooked Smile.
Wendy's Junior bacon cheeseburger. I think that's what it is. But just be me, But
is it
like
a beef burger or is it a Krabby Patty?
Because again,
it's mystery. It's mystery meat.
There's nothing crabby. There's nothing crabby in the Wendy's burger. And if it is, it's that K-R-A-B.
It's just mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gross.
Sounds great.
I think I'm looking forward to the New York Comic Con because they usually have some exclusive toys and things too.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see what pops up there. But I appreciate you all tuning in this evening. As you all know, we got tons of amazing content on the channel here on the Shadows Knows Network. Toybox Chronicles every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Mr. Storm, Chet, a bunch of other guests. Crooked Smile, Collectibles is on this past week, so if you haven't checked it out. Plus, there's a new Shadow Shoot Shot, talk about the recent WWE pay-per-view and the future of wrestling storylines, and much, much more. Our friends at the Sarlacc Digest also do some amazing podcasts centered around Star Wars related content. If you're a fan of fantasy and Lord of the Rings, we also have Getting Medieval here. So if you're looking for the best lineup, well, here it is. And as always, we got to thank our true sponsors and affiliates for making the show happen. And again, look, if you're going to order some of these things, why not use our code? You save money, you save on shipping. It helps the show. And first off is none other than Entertainment Earth. And as always, we always appreciate our first and ever sponsor, and that's Tony versus Games. And he was in LA this past weekend for the Comic Con, so we got to give special shout out. If you're in the area, check out Toys versus Games.
Toys versus
Games. I'm here with the man, the owner.
Tony at Toys vs. Game.
versus
Games.
Oh.
And for you comic collectors out there, which is a lot of you, some new cool comic books coming up. Plus, if you're collecting, you're shipping, you're storing, well, we have just recently become an official partner of Gemini Supply. As always, we appreciate you tuning into the show. Gentlemen, any last thoughts? I think this time next week we will have Chet in California. We hope to do
That is correct.
Well, hopefully we do a 4-person live show, which is very soon. So all 4 of us in the same room, maybe a special destination. But any last thoughts before we wrap the show, gentlemen?
No, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing that yacht.
Oh, you will. I will lower it into your driveway.
Yeah, I'll just say anybody that's on the East Coast that's had any of these storms and everything that affected them, all our thoughts are out to you. Everybody be safe. Hope that you didn't tragically lose everything, man.
Well said. Well said. Be safe. We wish you all well, and we will see you next week. Take care.